Hi, this is an exam revision video for Cutting Edge Pre-Intermediate Unit 10. In this unit we studied the grammar of past continuous and used to. The vocabulary was accidents and injuries and feeling ill. So let's first look at accidents and injuries. Here are some pictures. I'm sorry, it's not a nice topic, but some of the pictures you need to see. So let's go through the vocabulary. First, we have be allergic to. So this is not just when it happens to your lips, but this is when you eat something or put something on your skin and the skin either goes red or big, painful in reaction to this. Become swollen. This is when something becomes inflamed and bigger. And break your arm. So this is when your bones are broken. Then we have burn yourself. Burn is when something hot goes on your skin and it goes red. Cut your finger, so when your skin is opened by something. Faint. So faint is when your head suddenly feels a little light and you can't keep your head up or you need to fall to the floor. Feel dizzy. This is similar to faint, but it means when your head feels like it's spinning or you just can't stand anymore. Get a sting. So this is when an insect punctures your skin. Get a rash. This looks like an aerial photo, but it's actually skin when it gets red, and usually from something you've eaten or something like this. Could be from the heat. Okay, so these are all accidents and injuries. Then we have some things you might do to fix these accidents and injuries. We have come round. It's a difficult picture to draw, but this is basically when you've closed your eyes and maybe gone to sleep or fainted. When you wake up, this is come round. Phone for an ambulance. Put some ice on it. Stop the bleeding. Bleeding is the verb, the action for, the noun for when there is a lot of blood. Okay, so this is accidents and injuries. It's a difficult topic because you don't often use it and you might only need it in an emergency, but if you work in this kind of world, then you might want to have the language to describe it. Now let's look at past continuous. This picture might help. We have a woman talking to a police officer about something that happened. So she needs to describe something in the past to tell her the story. Here's what she said. I was driving home when the car hit me. I was driving home when the car hit me. So this language in green is was driving. This is the past continuous. And we form it with subject I, was, verb ing, driving, but it also usually goes with the past simple. Can you see hit? Hit is in the past. So this picture might help. So we have two actions in the past, the car hit and driving home. Now the key thing that makes us talk one in continuous and one in simple is that one stopped the other one. So the car, she was driving, long time, maybe 10 minutes, don't know how long her driving is, and then suddenly, stop, the car hit me. So when we have these two actions in the past, and one is long and one is short, we use one in past continuous and one in past simple. So these are the uses of past continuous. So the example here, another action at the same time, I was driving when the car hit me. We can also use it when we're describing what we are doing at a specific time. I was driving home at 6 p.m. So there's not two actions here, but we're giving a time and you're trying to say it was a long progress or an action. And then finally, we do use it for the background to a story. So sometimes when you're trying to tell a story, you might describe what was happening at the time. So here's an example. The sun was shining and I was wearing my sunglasses. So actually here we have two continuouses because they're both long things that were happening during the rest of the story. Okay, so we've looked at the uses. Now let's look at the form. I was driving home at 6 p.m. Subject, was or were, plus the verb ing. I was driving home, you were driving home. The negative, I wasn't driving home. Subject, was, were, not, and then the verb ing. And you can have you weren't driving home. Be careful with weren't because the pronunciation is no E there. Weren't. And the question, remember we always swap the auxiliary around for the question. When were you driving home? Question word, was, were, you, subject, and verb ing. When was I driving home? Some time words that go with the past continuous are when, while, and as. So we have the car hit me when I was driving home. The car hit me while I was driving home. The car hit me as I was driving home. These are time words that we might use before the past continuous. And the final thing is state verbs. A state verb is a verb that describes your state, your situation. So something like, understand, or know. These are not used in past continuous. I was knowing all the answers in the test is not correct. Okay, so this is the past continuous. Let's move on to feeling ill. So here are, I've used pictures this time rather than photos so that you don't feel as bad. So let's do this, these four. Be sick, feel sick. So be sick is when actually, sorry for the bad picture, something comes out of your mouth from your stomach. But feel sick is more that you are not well and you need to go to bed. You can also say I'm sick for that. I've got a cold. So a cold is when you have your nose is blocked and you need to blow it. You might have a sore throat, your head is hot, lots of things. Have a cough. So cough is and notice the spelling of cough, the pronunciation is with f, but the spelling is UGH. Difficult spelling. Next, have an earache. So these are two words together. We put them together to say earache. Ache means pain. When you feel a pain in your ear, this is earache. You've got a fever. So when you feel hot in your head and on your skin. Headache. Same again, pain but in your head. And you need to take a paracetamol or something. I've got a sore throat. So this is inside your throat when it's sore. Stomachache, pain in your stomach. Toothache, pain in your tooth. We don't say handache, we say my hand hurts. So when it's a part of your body that hurts, you might say my hand hurts, my finger hurts, my nose hurts, whatever. And then the final one, sneeze. So this is different to cough. This is when it comes a lot from the back of your nose. Okay, so this is all the language of feeling ill. Okay, and finally we'll look at used to. Let's look at these two pictures just to help understand. We have a man on a bicycle, 2 wheels, and we have a young boy on a tricycle, 3 wheels. So this is actually the same person for this example. I ride a bicycle. I rode in the past a tricycle. So when this man was a little boy, he rode a tricycle because it's easy to ride a tricycle. But this is another way to say it. I used to ride a tricycle. This is the past. It's the past simple, but it's a special use of it called used to. Here's a picture that might help to understand why we use it. So we have the past and now. So this is in the past. I rode a tricycle, fine, but usually that is for one time or a special time. When it happens many times in the past, so this rode a tricycle was long many times, we use used to. So it's used to describe a past habit. Habit is something you do many times, every day, every month, every hour. We also use it to describe a feeling or a thought in the past. So I used to like sweets. We can use it for something that is not true now. I used to have a cat. So you don't have a cat now. So you're connecting the past to the present with something that is not true anymore. And also look at these two sentences. I went to a man in 2012. I used to go to a man every summer. Both are go in the past, but went is one time in 2012. But used to go is every summer. It's a bit like a habit again. It's something that happened many times. So let's look at the form now. I used to ride a tricycle. It's subject plus used to plus verb. The subject, if it changes, is the same form. I used to ride a tricycle. You used to ride a tricycle. Let's just look at this D. It's very important that you write the D for used to, but the pronunciation, listen, I used to ride a tricycle. We don't actually say the D because you have D and T together and it becomes one sound. Used to ride a tricycle. It doesn't sound terrible to say used to, but it's difficult to say, so we put it together and say used to. Then in the negative, didn't used to ride a tricycle. Which one do you think is correct? It's the bottom one. I didn't used to ride a tricycle because the D for the past is here in the didn't. I didn't used to ride a tricycle. Again, when we speak, you don't hear the D anyway, but it's important when you write that you don't put the D in the negative. Same for all the subjects. You, we, they didn't used to ride a tricycle. And the question, what did you used to ride? Again, we don't use used to. It's difficult for me to say. You use used to. What did you used to ride? Question, did, subject, used to, and then the verb. Okay, so that is used to. And in this unit, we studied the grammar of past continuous and used to, and the vocabulary of accidents and injuries and feeling ill. Good luck with your revision.